Well, look who stopped to see me. Alice, how
Ella.
are you again?
Yes,
So glad
fine.
you stopped back to see us. And Denise, haven't seen you for a while. It's nice to have you on the
Thank you.
show.
Thank you.
Ladies, of course, I know what you do, and some of our viewers probably know what you do, Alice, because they've
I
seen you
hope
on the
so.
show before. But share with the folks who might have missed the other episode what you do
Okay.
and where it's at.
Our store, it's called Mixed Nuts Antiques. We're a multi-dealership shop, and our dealers take great pride in pan-picking and presenting vintage, unique, antique treasures. We have something suitable for every age, gender, and personal collecting style.
You know, I'm personally familiar with your store, which I love the store. Very awesome.
Good.
And you always have, like you said, a wide variety of different things. Denise, tell us about how you got involved with Alice and Mixed Nuts.
Well, my husband and I, we have been interested in antiques for 30 plus
Forever.
years. Yes. And we had been in a variety of different stores in the area. And we approached Alice one day when she had an opening in her store. So we decided to rent space from her. Now, my husband and I, we are lovers of anything primitive, stoneware, graniteware, advertising. That's just some of the stuff we have in our booth. And we love going to auctions. That's our vacation time.
Sure.
And we love going to flea markets so that we can find that special thing that somebody might love as much as we do, because I'm a firm believer I buy what I love, because if I have to live with it, I want to love it.
Absolutely. A true collector. I like that. A true collector. And the store presents itself very much that it's a passion, not just for the two of you, but everyone in their individual booth and what they represent.
That is true. And everyone who is there has a different style and taste. And so that's what I feel people are drawn to, is that we can have young, old, male, female.
Sure.
And then-
Perfect. Very good. Ladies, I see you brought some things along with you. Tell me what we have here.
That is called a dough box. It was actually bought in the Ohio area. I purchased it from an antique dealer friend of mine who travels that way quite often.
It's got metal corners.
It's got metal corners, but you will notice on the sides there is wide dovetails. Do you see that on the sides here?
Yes.
That's called dovetail
Okay.
joinery. It makes it, it looks older than it is older. I'm thinking that it is pre-1900.
Really?
I don't know for sure about the date. But what these were used for, if you can see, Jeff, there was the lid that goes with it.
Okay, let me grab
And
that.
what people would do when people used to make their own bread, they would put the dough in there to rise. And
Put it
if
in here and
people
put the
make
lid
their
on
own
it?
bread, they know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the bread will rise inside the box. And then they can take the lid, flip it, and actually roll out their bread on the lid.
I'll try it. Give me a second. See if we can do this or not. Okay, so we put the lid on like this.
Yes, and then the
Right.
bread would be inside.
Bread's inside.
Right, and then when you would need some bread, you would take the bread out, put it on the wooden top or on the cupboard, and you roll it out, make
Flip
biscuits,
them.
make bread. Yep, just like that.
Wow. And this, you think, is turn of the century?
I'm thinking it's probably earlier than that. It has the original red paint. It's now people don't make bread anymore, at least not in those types of things. You have the bread machines. So now people, what they use them for is they'll put them on their tables. They'll
Okay.
put magazines in them. They'll use them for other purposes, mainly for decorating reasons.
Okay.
You will find some that actually have legs, and those are used quite often for additional work surface in your kitchen.
Okay.
I've seen them used as islands, a small island, especially if you have a small kitchen. Now, one like this, it's even got the mouse chew.
That's why I turned it around. What the heck is this?
That's a mouse chew. Yeah, it got somewhere where there was mice. And
With
that's
bread
what I
in it?
love. I don't know. That's what I love about these, when that shows the age and it shows the character. And these are worth anywhere from like $250 all the way up to $1,800, which is kind of depends on what the wood is, the style, if you know who the maker is, the original finish. All these things play a factor in how to appraise something like that.
Okay.
But this one in particular runs around $250 to $300.
Now, is the mouse hole add to the value?
It does. That's what I say. When like I said, we deal in primitives, and when you deal in primitives, the worse shape it is, the more it's worth.
When I was a kid on the farm, we had some very valuable items. I can tell by looking at this mouse hole.
Yes.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing
You're
that with
welcome.
us. So, Alice, share with the folks some of the different other booths that are in your store that people might find interesting.
Well, I have Bill Bussey in my store, and you know Bill.
I know Bill.
Yes. And I would like to tell you about Bill's booth. In fact, Bill gave me a script to read about Bill's booth.
I have no doubt, but I'm sure it's correct and has many things of interest in there.
Right. And I would like to read it so I don't miss anything.
Good idea, Alice.
This booth belongs to Bill Bussey. Bill has a multitude of books of every kind. Juvenile series books such as Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, Bobbsey Twins, Chip Hilton, and others. He also has books on mystery, detective crime novels, along with gardening books, the classics, sports, and entertainment. While reading, visit his extensive collection of music. You will find records from classic rock to country. He also has men's footwear such as boots, sneakers, etc. You may even find a few other items in his booth, like Ken dolls.
So I understand, Alice, you brought something for us to see too.
I did, Jeff, and it's right down there beside you.
Let me grab it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, so what in the world do we have here?
What we have is an
heavy.
ice cream mold. The ice cream molds were made in the 18th to 19th century, and as they say, you would open up, which I want you to do.
Open it up.
Open it up,
Okay, see if I can figure out how to open it up. Uh-huh.
and you would fill the mold with your ice cream, close it up again, and put it in a place to freeze. Now, all of the ice cream molds were made out of a heavy metal, either cast iron or pewter, which help to keep the ice cream frozen.
So now you really can't tell what it is from the outside, but when you have it open, it becomes blatantly obvious it's Santa Claus.
Then you see that it is Santa Claus, and a lot of them were made for the holidays. There's a jack-o'-lantern one, there's a lot of bunny ones.
Okay.
And this one, like you said, has Santa Claus,
Love
and he's holding a bag.
Now, it is heavy.
It is heavy. The thing that I want to stress is that these ice cream molds cannot be used today for their intended for that purpose, because of the metal that was used. It probably contained some lead in it.
Oh, yes. So it's strictly
decorative-
a collectible. A decorative collectible.
Yes. And for its weight, you could also use it as a doorstop.
Oh boy, and then some. What kind of value, Ellis, does like this piece?
They can range anywhere from $150 up to thousands of dollars.
Really?
Yes, they can, depending on what the item is.
Well, I can see this on a shelf open like this looking pretty darn cool.
Right.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Very interesting, Alice. I bet you have other people have booths, do you know?
I certainly do.
Tell us about another.
Okay. This booth belongs to Sandy. Her love for antiques started at an early age. Her mother loved collecting, and it rubbed off on Sandy. She has never strayed from her appreciation of antiques. Some of her favorite items are primitives, very early cookie cutters, stoneware, Halloween, and other seasonal items, furniture, garden items, and whatever else strikes her fancy. Stop by and see her awesome items.
Wonderful. Another great booth. And those pictures really showed off some unique items in there, too.
That's
I
true.
love that. Now, I know you brought a couple other things. I saw it right in my little corner over here concerning Halloween. Tell us a little bit about some Halloween items, and I will grab them.
Okay.
Wow, look at that. I love it. That's very cute.
What we have here is a paper mache jack-o'-lantern. And what Halloween items are very, very desirable, but they also are very minimal in the amount that is out there. And part of the reason is the early Halloween items were made of paper
So most of them didn't
products.
survive.
And as with the jack-o'-lantern, you see that he has his eyes and mouth kind of, candle was put in there.
Oh.
And so a lot of the early paper items burned.
Not really good planning, even though it looks good.
Right. But, each one of the paper mache jack-o'-lanterns all have a very distinctive face on them.
Okay,
And
now
so
what would you determine the year of this would be roughly?
I would say that is roughly pre-1920s.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's in remarkable good shape.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's got to be not only with what you were describing as far some of the problems for survival, but how many kids would be destroying this the day after Halloween or even by accident. I'm sure that's the case. Beautiful piece. Love it. And what else do we have here, Al?
Well, then you went into the 1930s and the 1940s. And you can give that a whirl.
I remember those.
And they went into something that would be a little more durable.
Sure.
And they went into the metal tin noise makers. And I brought
Beautiful graphics.
with
Thank you.
graphics on it, yes.
That's very
And
cool.
I was going to say a lot of what determines the price of the noise makers is what the graphic is
What the
on
graphics
it.
is, I'm sure.
And
Those
these can run anywhere from $8-9 and again up into the hundreds.
Very cool. So now, is the sound always about the same?
And its sound is always about the same, yes.
So the fact that that sound has always been irritating is still a
Yes.
Can I cut in here?
Yes,
for
please
just
do.
a second? The reason why they all make that irritating sound, it was believed that that noise would scare away ghosts and goblins
Really?
And the devil.
and the devil.
I bet it did too. I bet it did too. Well, thank you. These are awesome. I love the graphics on those. Very, very cool. I want to hear about another booth. Denise, tell us about the next booth.
Judy has her own store also, which is located west of Fairmont on Woodland, if you go straight out of town that way.
Oh, sure. That
And-
just out, not
yes,
too far.
Yes, Judy's Country Store. But she also has a small booth at Mixed Nuts. And she has a sampling of what she has in her store at Mixed Nuts as well. She's really into primitives and stoneware. They also have a lot of advertising, and quite a bit of it is local. So that's a good avenue if somebody is
Sure.
collecting advertising. She's been in business for quite a while, and she knows her stuff. So it's always good to go out there and visit with her, because she'll gladly give you any info that you're looking for something, and she'll help you out. But she also has a Facebook page. So go check out her store, go check her booth out at Mixed Nuts. We're good.
Wonderful. That sounds like a nice booth. You got some great booths in the store.
That we do.
Very, very cool. And I see I have one more item over here to show the folks. Who gets to tell me about that item?
Deniseville.
Congratulations. Let me pull this up because this is very interesting.
Isn't he cute?
It is awesome.
He actually, when I bought him, it was at an auction. And he was, you know how when you go to an auction, you get a whole box of stuff that you don't want for the one thing that you do.
Sure.
He was actually the thing I didn't want.
Didn't want?
I didn't want him. I'm sorry to say this, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm not into dolls, okay? But after I got him out of the box, straightened up his hat because he was pretty smashed, and I thought, oh, I just fell in love with his face. I had him for quite a while in my spare room on the bed, and I thought, okay, I can't keep everything, so I decided to take him to the store. I have researched this little guy. I really can't find anything just like him.
Right.
But I've gone by what other dolls in that era have gone for. We think he was made during the World War II era, 1940s. It depicts a military gentleman, obviously. Other than that, I have looked for prices, to how to price him. They go anywhere from $35 all the way up to $300. Okay, I didn't know what to price him at. So why don't you come to the store and buy him, because he could be a $300 one.
Absolutely. Well, he's
I think he also has been in the war
Yes.
because he has
It's a horrible.
he's been through the war himself. Well, you know, he's in pretty good shape,
He
though.
is, for as old as
And,
he is. He's
you know,
older than me.
The eyes are very interesting, and how they kind of
Do they follow you
move
around?
around. They're kind of eerie. It is very clever, very interesting, unique. Ladies, I have absolutely, this is why I wanted you to have you back. I knew you would bring interesting things, and you brought Denise with you.
well, yes.
So
I'm interesting too.
you're interesting too. That's why you're on the show. So I'm thrilled you stopped back again. Tell the folks where they can find you again. And do you have Facebook, website, and such?
I certainly do. I have a Facebook page. I am located at 222 South Grand Street, across from Fairmont Ford. My hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Okay, and they can like you on Facebook, and I'm sure you post some things periodically on there.
Yes,
so
I
people
do.
can
I
see it.
try to do it, but I need to update more frequently.
No, nobody ever has that happen. Everybody else is updating
Yeah,
every day.
right. Certainly.
No, we all have to work on that. That's for sure.
But whenever I do,
Whenever you
put
have the
the
chance, you
pictures
put up some
on,
cool stuff.
I get response. So
Absolutely. Hey, thank you very much, Alice, again for coming.
Thank
and
you.
Denise, I'm glad you joined us
Well,
today.
thank you. It's
This
been
has
fun.
been great fun, and we're going to have you come on again when you have some other exciting things whenever you want.
well, that sounds good. I wanted to add at the end is that I like to say that our customers, our motto is our customers become our friends.
That is awesome. And you really do feel that when you're in your store.